Hello guys, so welcome back to another session of learning Unity with me. So far this is what we've managed so far. So we were able to, we can quit, but we can't do that since we're in our editor. We have our start screen and the user has to press start and the game starts. We still have to figure out how we're going to launch the game over screen scene when the player dies, but this is also our game over scene, and it should work. Or actually, I haven't tested it out, haven't I? Oh no, I have. Alright, so it works. So I just need to connect these two together and I should be good. Yeah, and I think from the last time we were just watching him basically do what we just did, but in his own way, and then adding certain features. And I was basically just watching it to see like how he did it, because I don't believe mine was like that, or I didn't believe like my solution was the most efficient one. So I bet it's best to like just see what the lecturer has in mind to get a better idea of the possibilities. But I'm talking too much, so let's just watch the video. Oh yeah, we can just drag and drop it. I forgot about that. Wait, it looks like his gets highlighted, but for mine it doesn't. Because I wanted the text to have like the highlighted color whenever we hover over it. So let's see if we can do that. I also think it would be good is to just have this scrolling down as we have it. I wonder if we can just like easily do that. Because we have background. I wonder. Then we're just gonna make sure it doesn't update the rest by unpacking it. Pack completely. So it's entirely different. Unless we can't do that. I wonder if like the only things we can add here is UI component. What's scroll view? Nah, because what I originally wanted was like maybe we can have it like going down while the person is like looking at it, and I wanted to include the particles like he did, but for some odd reason it's not working for me. So I might work on it later when we're fine tuning the game. But I think I wanted to check how we can get the highlight feature to work. What do we do red? Yeah, it's not showing up. Let's do red. Yeah, it doesn't show it. That's weird. I wonder why. I'm gonna look it up just real quick. So it's text mesh pro button highlight color. How to change the text layer cover. I'm using suppose I want to text only menu. Oh, we got the right code for it. No, I thought we were just gonna we just need to change the settings or something, the configurations. Well, if it's a game that I'm making, then I'll look into it. But for now, I think it's gonna be overcomplicating something, and I'll just rather just move on from now. Yeah, so unfortunately we couldn't do it. For him though, it seemed to work, and I'm kind of confused about it. Maybe it's because of the font type, I'm thinking. So we can easily check that by changing the font back to Liberation, and then seeing if it... No, so the font doesn't matter. Or for the most part, I think it doesn't matter. Color gradient, out of size, wrapping, overflow. Oh, interactable. What is this? Alright, that's fine for now. Alright, I'm gonna move on from there. play again would go to the game, not the start. Alright, well, yeah, that's one thing I needed to do. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we could have another button. Right. We'll call this main menu button. So this one will be load game scene, and then this one will be loads. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, cool. Let me just see how it looks like. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Wait, did he have his particles working? Just to make sure. Man, yeah, I really want the thing to work. I wonder why it doesn't work. Let me try that again. I'm trying to add a particle system. Snowfield. Nah, no, that won't work. I'm gonna try to do what he did. I'm just gonna rewatch the part just to see what he did. I'm gonna put this here for now because I'm gonna try to do it along with it. So we're gonna create a new scene. I'm just gonna follow what he does and see what the difference is. Because I wonder why it doesn't work if I'm basically doing the same thing. Unless I skipped a step. But anyways, create a scene, and let's just say start v2. A prefab. Why is there two? Alright. Actually, let's not delete that. Here, camera 1. Is it scrollable? It is not. Environment particles. Did I forget to make it as a did I forget to update it? Yeah, I did. Oh, no wonder. So let's go here. Go to our prefabs. Go see it in action. Alright, cool. And then oh, wait a minute. I think let me try something. I think I just realized something. We weren't supposed to create it here. We're supposed to reference the image here but have the text like this. That makes much more sense. Wow. There you go. That makes much more sense. Alright, let's see the environment particles as well. And let's run this. There you go. That's perfect. Wow. Alright, I mean that's cool. I learned a very simple mistake, but a very important one because now you know how to do it. Alright. So I guess we don't need the thing. Yeah, that makes much more sense. Alright, cool. So because I also because it's our HUD, it's always gonna be on our screen. That's why no matter what we did, this HUD was gonna be over it. And first of all, you know, the camera is only pointing here. Putting it here won't affect anything because this canvas, because it's not on the canvas technically, right? Or at least you can't, because you can't add those type of objects into a canvas. It doesn't get displayed with the canvas. So yeah, I think that's also another reason. So let me just try it again. I'm definitely gonna play test this out a little bit more. But I do notice like they're not shooting as much, so the challenge isn't there anymore. And I also gotta fix the path for sure. All right, so let's go continue with the course. Let me say this in full person though. Or not full screen, I mean. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Except this one looks awful. That middle line right there, like, that looks bad. You can tell where it cuts off, and I don't like that. I'm gonna try to fix it. I feel like it should be an easy fix, because all we have to do is just update the sprite, and then in our prefab here, we gotta go to the texture, and oh, can we just drag and drop, I wonder? Oh, we can. Oh, that makes things a lot easier then, I think. Let me see. Oh, that looks kinda, that looks bad. Alright, so yeah, we can just drag and drop it. Zombies in space. Alright. Oh, oops. Supposed to go to background, go to sprites, and then go here, drop it, and yeah. Right, let's go ahead and continue. Alright, let's look at the question the answers, Q&A, just to see what other people have brought up. For people using the latest version and can't find a break prefab instance, you won't be able to find what I did fix this and then press on unpack prefab completely. Just want to let you guys know. Alright, cool. Yeah, that's what I did. So here, wait a minute. To add this difference between the unpack, only removes the first level prefab purposes. Unpack. What? To add unpack prefab only removes the first level of the prefab. Removes every level of nested prefabs. Because our game canvas had. Oh, I see. So I'm guessing if our canvas had children objects, it only unpacked the canvas prefab, but if we choose to unpack prefab completely, it also removes the prefab settings for like any of the other objects that are within the canvas object. So for example, like what we have here, if I, just an example, hopefully it still works. Let me save it first. But like if I unpack, it only unpacks this one, right? But let's say if I want to unpack completely, it unpacks everything in the child. Everything that's within the parent of this prefab here. That's good to know. What was this? You overcomplicated the solution. Drag the prefab you wish to use as a starting point into the hierarchy. Rename it to what you want to identify it as. Drag the prefab folder. You can decide if you want to use a variant or a new prefab. Both will work depending on what you were after. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say overcomplicated, because that really isn't a complication. It's that simple. But, you know, that is another idea of creating your own prefab based on the new creating a new prefab based on the new settings, right? Um, but I guess in my how I see it is that when you are like, if it's only going to be used for like one scene, and it'd be kind of a waste to make a prefab out of it. But who am I saying? I think, like, I remember like hearing in the beginning of this course that the more prefab, I don't know if it's right or not, but the more prefabs you have, the better, because then you could just reuse them as much as you can in other games too. So it might be a good idea. I don't know. I guess it really depends. If I decide to keep making games like these and just like make different variations of it, then maybe it'd be a good idea. But yeah, I really like these Q&As. Like, it helps give you like a different mindset or a different perspective around things. Let me see. Laser Defender start button won't work, but my start button doesn't load the game. You gotta make sure that he has it. I can't really see it though. Oh, what? Event system. Doesn't it come with it, like at the moment you create it? Oh, it doesn't. Huh, I wonder why I didn't see that. But yes, that's a very good too. That's a good thing to note. So I guess you need to have the event system. Not sure why though. But yeah, that's good to know. Buttons not responding to click, so that's the event system. Tip, break frames, that's no, yep. Alright, so it seems like the main things I could get from here is that how to unpack it, and then making sure that we have event system, or else our buttons won't work. Does he go over? It looks like he does. He's not going over the game over scene being loaded when the player dies. So let's see if we can do it ourselves then. So we have the level manager, and we have find object of type. Should return level manager. For some odd reason, it doesn't want to load. Could it be because there's no event? No, there should be an event system in the scene. Let me see. Yeah, there's an event system. What does the event system have? Huh. Let's see here. Debug dot log player died. I might have forgotten to add it into build settings. I'm not sure. Line 62. So this is null. Level manager is null at the moment. Find object of type, maybe level, and then get component level manager. I forgot to add level. That could have been the reason. I forgot to include that. Alright, let's go try it again. So this one gets the object that's in our hierarchy, but we want the script, so we're going to look for the level manager component, which is over here. That's fine, that was the error that we got originally. So let's see. It works. It works. Cool. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this, but yeah, it's fine. It's cool. It's cool. I want to see if I can, make this into like an Android game. Just make sure to add some input, like maybe have a button here or something, and then port it onto my phone. I wonder if it's possible to kind of, because I know in Android Studio, I've coded some. I coded one game. Well, I didn't code it by myself, but I worked on a game. How about that? Using Android, and it was very easy to kind of test things. I make an app for it and debug it on my phone. I wonder if it's the same thing for here. Like maybe it's gonna give us an APK and APK file, and then we just install it ourselves. I'll probably look it up again afterwards because I think this one might be a fun game to have on my phone. Maybe it'd be cool to have and cool to do though, so I'll do it. Let me write it down just in case I forget. Try converting or try building the game as Android 2. Oh, right. I forgot to change the speed. Alright, let's actually do that. So we need to add, what scene are we at? We have to add some stuff to our enemies. So we have 2. Rigid body. Change it to kinematic, which means physics is not involved, but it can move. Same thing goes here. We need to add rigid body. and change it to kinematic. It has a collision to a collider. We have damage dealer. Wait, didn't I try doing that? Oh, let me see something. What? Wait, what? Why doesn't it want to work? Because as they are, like, have a collider, an ish trigger, both of them. They do have damage dealer. Um, Let me see something. So here, components. Add a rigid body. Then make it kinematic. It's weird. It's not telling me any errors. Why is that? Alright, so what I'm kind of confused about at the moment is why doesn't it work right now as it is? Because by adding a damage dealer, you know, in our script we try to look for an object that has damage dealer, and we'll just look at it real quick. So here, whatever contact we made with whatever object that has a trigger, or actually this, like, let's say this is trigger, then we look for that object and then we try to get component of the damage dealer, and it should return a value. Let me see. Debug log. Save. Compile. Huh, why is it not activating? Wait, I forgot to remove the rigid body. Wait, no, this doesn't want to work. Yeah, wave 3 and 4 aren't happening. Strange. Wonder what I did. Now they work? I'm confused. Oh, I do see the S path. So we are at least going to the end. Wait, so why didn't it work before? Let me do this again. Now it doesn't work. What the heck? I'm confused. Oh, now it does. Oh, I was supposed to wait. My bad. I guess I was being a little efficient. Alright, now it works. Now it works fine. Body 2D. Kinematic. I don't get it. Why doesn't it want to spawn anymore? I wonder if someone mentioned it in the comments. Names. Oh. Rigid 2D components are needed for moving objects with Kaleido 2Ds attached. Moving a Kaleido 2D without a rigid body will have a negative impact on performance of your game. In a little project like ours, you probably won't notice any difference. However, in larger projects, this could become a problem. A collider without a rigid simplicity should not move it. If you add rigid body, transform collider. Colliders live in rigid body space. I wonder why mine doesn't do that. So the reason why this doesn't work on its own is because at the moment the collider isn't being... Wait, then how... If that's the case, then why can we still shoot them like that? Why is that possible? Does this even get activated? It does not. So that's why. So this method is not even being activated. All right. I'm just gonna keep messing around, I guess, for now. So we need to add rigid body, but let's try a different collider because he had a circle one. Let's go to our editor, go here, so collider, then rigid body. Make sure that this is a trigger, make sure this is kinematic, and let's go. I should probably use it in the other one because it takes a while. But I think by now it should be spawning, but it's not. Yeah, it should be spawning right now. Oh yeah, for sure. So it's not even the collider that's the issue. It's just this rigid body that's causing some errors, and the problem is I can't really tell what it is because it's not telling me any errors, which is kind of frustrating a little bit. So let's see. Adding rigid body to the doesn't spawn right. What could be the problem? So we know that it's not the collider. We know it's not about the dealer. You know, let's create a separate zombie just so that we can test it out. We're gonna call this test zombie. Change it to, let's say, purple. Place it over here. It has the same thing, damage dealer. So add a rigid body to D and dynamic kinematic. And so let's see what happens. Oh, that's fine. So that error is just because it doesn't have any waypoints. So let's make this person have more health. Let's say 500. We'll just... Why do I instantly destroy it? What is happening? Player doesn't deal damage though. Let's look at the player's health then. If it decreases by 100, then it does. So it does work, but it's the rigid body that doesn't work. Let's remove the rigid body. See if it actually... Alright, so you need the rigid body. How do you make it so that this one works? Where's the... Why does it look like this? Oh, let's kind of remove that. Actually, wait. There has to be some sort of. Let's try leaving it as dynamic. But then it's gonna be dropping. Wait, could it be because of the collider? Here, let's remove this. Maybe that could be the reason why. Ah, wow. So it was the shredder, that's why. Oh my gosh. Wow. That does kind of make sense since, you know, two colliders, but why didn't it, like, oh, I was wondering why it, so the reason why I was wondering was, like before we added the rigid body, like it still had a collider and it still had the damage dealer, right? So why wouldn't the enemy react with the shredder right there? Because, you know, colliders usually react with one another. I realized because there was a comment that said that rigid bodies, you know, help the collider move with the character, and as we saw before, you know, when we were looking through here, the thing was the collider was like over here, so that's why it was able to kind of bypass the shredder, because the collider was over here, and I feel like the shredder was like just right here, making it enough to make it look like the collider was with the rigid body or with the sprite. So let's see something. Let's remove rigid body, right? Well, actually, can't deactivate it, can we? Nope. Alright, well, let's move it to kinematic. Let's just remove this for now. Don't know why I changed it in the first place, but let's see. Oh, I guess so yeah, I think the rigid body, oh no, because we took it off. What am I doing? What am I saying? I meant, so now let's see, this shouldn't work, so the enemy should be getting deleted immediately. Alright, it works. I don't know what to say then. Then I guess I have to like take note of this solution here. I'm gonna save this because I think this is very important. Because this is very crucial, I believe. Yeah. So let's, yeah, it's 1 hour already, so I'm just gonna finish this up and then I'll just end the video. Yeah, it took me way longer than expected, but it's a learning. It's the struggle is the learning. Learning is a struggle. Struggle is the learning. Yeah. So we're gonna add both of them. That's why they weren't appearing, because of this. So just gotta move it a little bit far back, like this. Should be good enough. And let's see if it works. It should. There you go. Alright, so now it works. Cool. Alright, so you gotta keep that in mind. Yeah, this is definitely something to remember for sure. Alright, so I'm gonna end the video here and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.